That one day and one night I should live without pain before I die. This was my mission.
And for the first time in years and years, I felt balanced. I felt absolutely balanced because I'd lost all sense of balance. I just kept on thinking to myself, is this what life is about? Just to make a lot of money for myself and make even more money for the companies that I'm working on. It just felt a little empty.
तो अगर हम आत्मिक बात कर रहे हैं तो दम हम हायर कॉन्शियसनेस की बात कर रहे हैं.
Beautiful studio, ma'am.
Thank you.
I think it is an experience in itself when you enter the studio.
Oh, how nice. How
Jaise-
nice if you can feel that, because this was the ethos when I was building this up. That the person should enter and should go into the sublime state of mind.
How did you come up with the studio? A younger Yogakshama?
Well, you see, basically it was Guruji's dream. There should be a flagship center in Delhi because it's our capital. But when I started thinking about the center, what kind of center I would like to, I had a dream twice, which has a water body and the structure is coming out of it. So I was very clear that there will be a water body, there will be a structure which is something like this. But the thing which was very difficult for me to explain anyone was that I need that peace and harmonious feeling the moment I enter.
Hanji.
Which is very difficult. You can make a very beautiful place aesthetically, and you know, if you have money, you can spend a lot of money. But to get that soulful peace was a task. So this structure had, and still has, is because of it is based on Egyptian golden proportion. Guruji's work is based on props. One of the pillars of Iyengar system is props. So the props are to make your limitations unlimited. So these are the ropes which make you to do many things. Picking up this and holding it, you can stand yourself, make yourself standing straight. But then this was invented because he was training a horse rider,
Okay.
polo person. So
Hanji.
तो उनको तकलीफ थी, तो उनके वहाँ घोड़े के अस्तबल में ही होता था. The name is actually Tressler, but we call it horse because it is started from there. Every corner of this prop, the Tressler or horse, whatever you call, is utilized for one or the other improvisation of his asanas, which different disease patients are using it to get better and better. The props, when I saw the props and the improvisation, I had full faith that this is it.
You were a microbiologist and then you turned into a yoga teacher. How did that transition happen?
Well, I was a born microbiologist, I can say. This was my passion. So I could never imagine that I will leave my microbiology. The reason was I was sick and tired of my pain. From the age of 15 till the age of 26, I hardly had a normal life. And lately, in last 8-9 years, I was completely bedridden. So I had lost that. उर्दू में कहते हैं ना, वो लफ्ज़ भी मैं भूल गई थी कि ज़िंदगी नॉर्मल होती कैसी है. So I had one mission in my life. You'll be surprised that one day and one night I should live without pain before I die. This was my mission. So when I met Mr. Iyengar, being a microbiologist, I had to use my neck a lot on the microscope, and my neck was completely crashed.
Okay.
So he said, Nivedita, you can. But he gave me a beautiful example. He said, look, there is a water vessel which has two taps. One is to fill in and one is to exit. And the filling in tap is giving you drop by drop. And the tap which is allowing it to go is fully open. This is your case. With the yoga, I am giving you drop by drop your health back, and you are just misusing it by using it unnecessarily on microscope, this and that. So if this is your mission, that I have to be pain-free one night and one day, this will take years then. Because I will heal you, you will damage it, you will come back and I'll. So you decide. So it took me one full night without sleeping to see, because my passion was microbiology. And then he gave me one more example to convince me. He said, okay, you become a world-class scientist and you go and settle down abroad.
Okay.
What will happen? You'll work for the companies and your entire money will go for your health. Because you'll have health insurances and you'll pay for that. Because this is not going to go away, which I knew. This was a very bad condition. So these two arguments gave me the idea that, okay, leave and let's get into this till the time I come
Leave the
out.
temporary and choose the permanent.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
it was
the
very
yogi
clear
life.
for me that I now want to live my life. This was not a life for a young girl
Yes.
from coming from the childhood to the youth.
Yes.
I have not played, I have not ran, I have not walked. I mean, what kind of life is this? But interestingly, because yoga is a science, art and philosophy, the science part of yoga was actually fulfilling my complete desire. I slowly became a small doctor in the same field of yoga because I was understanding the things in a different perspective, that how ingenious can it be and why this will be and how Guruji and why Guruji is doing this, how scientific it is. So it was very satisfying on the one side of my journey, and that attracted me the most.
And that's what we need in today's
So
world,
this
a
is what-
scientific approach to yoga.
That's very important. Very important. The reason being, a yoga used as a exercise program is everywhere.
Hanji.
It makes you slim, it makes you very flexible, it makes you this, that. That's okay, energy. But is this what yoga is, which is आत्मज्ञान का विषय? इन सब बातों में आत्मज्ञान कहीं नहीं। वो तो फिजिकलिटी से जुड़ा और फिजिकलिटी में खत्म हुआ। तो अगर हम आत्मिक बात कर रहे हैं तो तब हम हायर कॉन्शियसनेस की बात कर रहे हैं।
Namaste everyone. Welcome to What's Your Favorite Position? A show where we twist, bend and breathe into our favorite yoga positions and philosophical musings. I'm your host Swati Kane, guiding you into this wacky world of yoga. Joining us today is Ira Trivedi from Delhi. Ira Trivedi was born in Lucknow, graduated from Wellesley College in 2006 with a degree in economics. She has an MBA from Columbia University. She is the best-selling author and yoga expert, founder of Namami Yoga, a not-for-profit that brings yoga to underprivileged women and children in India. Ira holds the title of Yogacharya, the highest yoga degree given to her by the International Shivananda Yoga Vedanta Academy. She led the first International Day celebrations on 21st June 2015 in New Delhi, where a Guinness World Record was created for largest yoga class held in the world. She has the leading health and wellness yoga show, Yogaira, on one of India's most popular TV channels, India Today. She had multiple TV shows about yoga on national channels, including Doordarshan, India Today, Star TV, and many others. Hi Ira, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Swati.
I'm so glad that we're doing this together.
Absolutely, and it's the memory of our recent teacher training course that we co-taught is fresh in my mind. So I'm really happy to be doing this with you as well. It's actually really wonderful because I met some of our graduates the other day and they started teaching and they're so grateful for the teachings that they got from us.
Yes.
So it's really wonderful.
So speaking of graduates, this is true story, Ira. When I got introduced to yoga, and that was through my father, who used to go to these ashrams in Chhatarpur, which is in Delhi, and I used to just tag along with him and experience the ashram life. So, and now I realize that I was lucky to, to get that support, the right guidance as a beginner to how to, enter this world of yoga. What advice would you give to someone who wants to start their journey of yoga?
I would say explore.
Yeah.
Yoga has many different forms, many different paths. And what I love most about yoga is its flexibility. In nature, it's flexible. It doesn't just make you flexible, but it's also flexible in its nature. So it's important to find the right sort of yoga for you. For example, today we're recording in a beautiful Iyengar studio. I myself am very, very drawn towards Hatha yoga, towards yin yoga, towards a more meditative form of yoga. For For some people, it's Ashtanga yoga. For some people, it's Vinyasa yoga. So I really think it's important to understand what kind of yoga makes you feel good in the mind, in the body, in your emotions. And you have to try. It's like when you go out to a restaurant, there may be 6 dishes, but one you may enjoy very well. And usually the reason for that is that there's some ingredients in that dish that are very good for you, certain tastes that are very good for you from an Ayurvedic perspective. So just like that, I would say that today the world is wide open. There's so many amazing classes on Zoom, on YouTube. You should try, explore. Don't just go down one path. I would really say explore and see what makes you feel good. Explore teachers, explore classes. Not too much exploration. Don't be an explorer for the rest of your life. When you find something that feels good, then stick to it. But I would really say that to explore, commit, and then walk down that path.
So Ira, what are we going to do for the day? What is the practice of the day?
So the practice of the day is Surya Namaskar or sun salutation, done in the traditional Hatha Yoga style. So there's lots of different kinds of sun salutations. You have sun salutation A, sun salutation B, but we're doing it today in a very traditional Hatha Yoga style. I love this practice, and I feel that everyone should incorporate this into their daily lives. No matter how little or how much time you have, everyone can get onto their yoga mats and do 6 rounds of sun salutations. You can use blocks. Today we'll be using these blocks just to show how you can stay supported in this practice. But this is a really simple, really beautiful practice. You can do it slow to really feel every posture. You can do it fast to get more of a cardiovascular benefit, especially in the mornings if you want to just kickstart your metabolism. So Surya Namaskar remains one of my favorite essential practices of my life. And I'm very happy to share that with you today.
And I'm ready to just, put my hair up and start practicing with you.
Let's do this. Great. Let's inhale, exhale, place the palms together, prayer position. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Look up. Exhale with control, coming all the way down. Inhale, bring the right leg back. Chin up, chest up, the right knee on the ground. Retain the breath, coming into a plank. Exhale, bring the knees, chin, chest down, bring the hips up. Inhale, gliding up into Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, pushing into inverted V, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, bring the right leg slowly up and forward. Left knee is down, chin up, chest up. Exhale, bring the other leg forward. Inhale, bring the arms up, arch back, and slowly release. Inhale, exhale, palms together, prayer position. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Exhale, slowly come down with control. Inhale, bring the left leg back. Chin up, chest up. Retain, coming into a plank. Exhale, knees, chin, chest down. Inhale, gliding up into Cobra. Exhale, pushing up into an inverted V, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, bring the left leg up and forward. Exhale, bring the other leg forward. Inhale, arms up, arch back, and release.
And that's it. That's our 1 round of Surya Namaskar.
Amazing. Even 1 round makes you feel so amazing, right?
Yeah.
Just immediately brings you into a beautiful
energy,
state of meditation.
The pran, like you talk about.
Absolutely.
So we all know, Ira, that you studied economics and business abroad. I'm curious that how did this transition happen from that to this? And am I right to say that you're a first generation entrepreneur in your family?
Yes, you are right to say that. So I did my MBA almost as a means of exploration. I was 21, I'd done investment banking, I'd written a best-selling book, I wanted to explore and see what's out there, what's the right path for me. So I was very clear in my mind that I wanted to explore and then choose the right path rather than just going down a path which my parents told me to do or my friends and peers were doing. So I explored life through my MBA and none of it seemed that gratifying. You know, I was in the heart of New York City, meeting and speaking to the largest companies in the world across fields. And I just kept on thinking to myself, is this what life is about? Just to make a lot of money for myself and make even more money for the companies that I'm working on. It just felt a little empty. All of it felt empty. And I said, is this what I've been working my entire life towards? This is what I've studied so hard for. Is this the ending? It didn't seem like that could be the ending. So I went back to what I knew. I'd written a book and the book had done really well. And even though I'd made no money from this book, it had reached people and it had touched lives. I used to get emails and even letters back in those days from people saying that, you know, I read your book and this book made me take this life path or this life path. And that was really gratifying to me. So I wasn't really sure if this corporate path is what I wanted to take. I was in the US, I came home to India. I was working at that time for a private jet company. So again, I was jetting across private jets around the world, working for this company. It was great fun, but it wasn't fulfilling. Then when I was not fulfilled, I also find myself a little unhappy. I was unhappy in my body. Living in the US, I think that I just, you know, there was such levels of toxicity in my body, toxicity in my mind because I was a little frustrated. I found a book and it was a beautiful, beautiful book on yoga by the Shivananda Ashram. And it just called out to me and I decided that I want to go to this place. So I went to the Shivananda Ashram. And when I went there, I was supposed to go for 5 days. I ended up staying for 10. I began experiencing the yoga life. And for the first time in years and years, I felt balanced. I felt absolutely balanced because I'd lost all sense of balance. Living in the US, you know, competing, trying to get a better job and a higher salary, I really had lost all sense of balance. So when I came there, that sense of balance felt so steady and it felt so correct. It just felt so correct that then and there I signed up for a teacher training course. I said, I'm going to come back for the teacher training course. I paid my deposit, saying I'll come back here. And I did come back there. I did come back for my teacher training course, but never with an intention of being a yoga teacher. That came, I felt, later on as a blessing. Once I integrated the practice into my own life and I learned it for myself, that's how it became a practice. Then I became a teacher. And that's why we do these teacher training programs. Because I felt that the teacher training program was the best gift that I gave to myself. It taught me tools for life. Just like we buy tools, we buy a vacuum cleaner to clean our house, we buy a dishwasher to wash our dishes, and we invest in those. I felt like this teacher training course was investing in myself. And that small investment really went a long way in my life. It transformed it entirely.
I completely agree. And I feel like these teacher training courses that even you conduct are a good way for a beginner to be introduced to the world of yoga.
Absolutely, right? Absolutely. You don't have to be an advanced student to come and do a teacher training course.
Yeah.
It's the teaching of yoga from scratch, from A to B, what we do together in the teacher training courses. And I felt like that was such a gift in my life. And that's really the reason why I do them. Because I feel like these gifts should be passed on.
And here we are, an interesting world of yoga where we have a Shivananda teacher sitting here in a younger based yoga studio. So I feel like it is one community. It is different paths, but one goal.
One goal, absolutely. And I incorporate a lot of Iyengar in my teachings, in my own practice. I feel like using props is an incredible way for people to really experience the asana that can't ordinarily do so. So as you saw, I came to the studio and I was just like, wow, this is like being in like Disneyland for me.
This is
I love it. You know, it's just great to have all the props, and my body felt stiff from an open morning and a lot of travel, and I just said this is the best possible thing. So No, I feel like as you evolve as a teacher, you also start integrating everything that you've learned. You know, you start picking a little bit from here, a little bit from here, a little bit from here. I incorporate a little bit of Ashtanga yoga, a little bit of Hatha yoga, a little bit of Iyengar yoga. Even in my yin practice, you know, that's kind of evolved in a particular style because I've incorporated things that I have learned about chakras, meditations, all into one practice.
Great. Okay, so Ira, I have a question for you. What's your favorite position?
What's my favorite position? That's a little sexual, Swati. What's my favorite yoga position? Sorry,
it doesn't have to be though.
Shirshasana headstand. Without a doubt, undoubtedly, that's my favorite asana. You know, I struggled a lot to get into this asana. It wasn't easy for me. It took me a lot of sadhana, a lot of practice. I also had a very major neck injury. But Shirshasana actually made my neck injury better. And when people come to me saying, I'm really scared, I don't want to do headstand, I have a neck problem, then I'll say, well, just try if it feels comfortable to you. Because that actually helped cure my neck problem, made it stronger.
Okay, so Shirshasana it is.
Shirshasana it is.
Lovely. And it was so nice having you, Ira.
Thank you, Swati. It was so wonderful. I look forward to us teaching our next teacher training course together, creating more yoga teachers, more light in this world through this beautiful practice of
And
yoga.
having yoga dates like these, like we started our day with
Yes.
a workshop an amazing workshop that you did with.
Yeah, that you helped in, and then coming here. It's been an absolute full day of yoga, and this is the best kind of day. A yoga day is the best kind of way. I wouldn't have thought of any other better way of spending this day.
Yoga day and yoga friends.
Yoga day and yoga friends, that's what it is. And yoga community.
Yeah.
And when you begin this practice, you really do vibe with like-minded people, and that becomes your family. So looking forward.
Well, looking forward as well. Thank you, Ira.
Thank you, Swati. Thank you. Thank you. That was wonderful.
Namaste.
Namaste.